Let's talk about logistics. Now, no matter what industry you are in, whether you're a manufacturing distributor, e commerce brand, or even a service based organization, you have a supply chain. That means this applies to you. Logistics is one of the most critical operational functions in business. And yet, many companies still run their supply chains using, and I know you're doing it, spreadsheets, paper based processes, and manual data entry. And you're paying a price. Here's the truth: manual logistics is dying. Companies still haven't automated, they're falling behind fast. Today, I want to break down why automation isn't just an upgrade, what logistics automation really means, and real world risks for staying manual in a very digital first world. Okay, so why manual logistics is no longer sustainable. The first here is speed gaps. Manual logistics simply can't keep up with today's pace of business. When orders, fulfillment, and demand are happening in real time, any lag, like waiting on someone to update inventory or confirm a shipment, is wasted time. And in today's environment, delays cost loyalty. Let me give you a real world example. In 2021, Adidas struggled with supply chain delays during the holiday season due to its heavy reliance on outdated inventory and fulfillment systems. Customers waited weeks for back ordered products, and the brand took a 600 million euro revenue hit because it couldn't move fast enough. The second here is accuracy problems. Human error is inevitable. Incorrect order fulfillment, delayed shipment updates, miscounted inventory, or poorly recorded transactions. And when it happens at scale, the damage is exponential. Let me give you another example of this. In 2022, Bed Bath & Beyond disclosed fulfillment issues tied to poor inventory visibility and manual tracking during its peak season. The result? Empty shelves, customer complaints, and a further loss of consumer trust during the time when they could not afford it. Automation ensures accurate data, real time synchronization, fewer human touch points, and less room for error. Okay. The third here is rising costs and reduced constraints. Inflation, labor shortages, and supply chain disruptions are squeezing margins. Let's be clear: automation does not eliminate jobs, it reallocates human talent to higher value work. What you don't need is someone keying in tracking numbers manual anymore. That person should be analyzing logistics KPIs, running exception reports, or managing supplier relationships. I want to give you another real world example because this one actually is very recent and it made the news. In 2023, the Port of Los Angeles saw a significant labor pushback over automation proposals, with unions fearing job loss. Here is the nuance. Maersk, one of the world's largest logistics companies, announced it was investing in warehouse automation across the US, citing a need to keep up with demand, reduce dependency on temporary labor, and improve throughput by over 30%. Automation isn't about replacing people, it's about scaling smarter. The next thing I want to talk about here is what automation really means for logistics. Integration of systems. Now, this is not about adding more software randomly. It's about building connectivity between order management, inventory tracking, supplier coordination, and last mile delivery. Let's go over another real world example. Amazon didn't dominate retail by having more products. It did it by fully automating and integrating its supply chain. Fulfillment centers are synchronized with real-time demand robotics and predictive tools. That's how they meet next day delivery promises. And no, you don't need to be Amazon to achieve this. There are scalable tools designed for mid-market operations as well. The second thing here is predictive insights. Once your systems are integrated, the next layer is intelligence. This is where automation powers forecasting, inventory optimization, and risk detection. You can anticipate when things like demand will spike, a product line is overstocked, or a supplier is trending late on deliveries. Walmart, after facing stockout issues in 2020, implemented advanced demand forecasting and predictive analytics across its inventory systems. By 2022, they reduced excess inventory by over $1 billion, minimizing markdowns and improved stock availability. You don't need AI if you're not ready, but even rule-based automation can drive major improvements in forecast accuracy and waste reduction. The third thing here is fast, more reliable fulfillment. Customers expect real-time tracking, delivery transparency, and consistent order accuracy. Missed shipments create friction, loss of trust, and often cost more in customer service and reverse logistics. Zara, which is a fashion brand, digitized its entire inventory system in 2020, connecting stores, warehouses, and online sales. This allowed them to ship from stores to fulfill online orders, cutting down on fulfillment time by days and boosting e-commerce revenue during the pandemic. This is what logistic automation enables. It lowers fulfillment time, fewer errors, and happier customers. The next thing I want to go over here is the risk of doing nothing. So you sacrifice your competitive advantage. Automation is no longer a nice to have. It is a prerequisite for speed and scale. In 2022, Nike restructured its supply chain and digitized key logistics processes to respond to the market shift faster. They absorbed fewer hits from global disruptions compared to brands that still operated on manual systems. If your competitors are automating and you're not, you will lose not just efficiency, but your customers. The next thing here is the operational strain. Now, manual processes don't scale. That is the truth. They might be fine when you're a small business. Not really, but it will feel less noticeable if you're a small business. But when volume increases, those processes, they will break down, and they will break down fast. During the 2020 e-commerce boom, countless small to mid-sized retailers crashed under the volume because their fulfillment operations couldn't keep up. The brands that survived, the ones that adapted quickly and automated. The next topic here is compliance and risk exposure. While tightening regulations, especially around imports, traceability, and data handling, manual systems leave you vulnerable to errors in record keeping, missed audit trails, chargeback from retailers, which is a nightmare, fines and penalties, which is also another nightmare. Target and other big box retailers have imposed stricter chargeback penalties on suppliers for incorrect shipments and poor EDI compliance. Companies without automation are the first to get hit. So it's time to make a shift. Logistics automation is no longer a digital transformation initiative. It's a baseline for operational excellence. But don't just jump into buying tools. Here's the smart way to move forward. You know it's coming. Map your processes first. Know what you're doing manually, where the friction is, and what outcomes you want to change. The second thing here is prioritize automation where ROI is high. Look at areas where order management, inventory tracking, and vendor communication. The third thing here is choose tools that scale with your business. Whether it's NetSuite, Fishbowl, ShipHero, there's tons of tools out there. Make sure it is right for you. Don't follow a trend. Don't just buy things because everybody else is talking about it on LinkedIn. So let's wrap this up. Where does your business stand? Are you still relying on spreadsheets and tribal knowledge? Or are you building a logistics operation that's resilient, responsive, and ready for what's next? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this valuable, be sure to hit that like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.